Hey guys, I'm Marta Geek. In this video I have an unboxing and hands-on look of a Bluetooth keyboard case from iOrange. This is for the 9.7 iPad Pro. This was sent to me so I can try it out, and if I liked it I'll make a video for you guys, and I actually did. I've been using this for a couple days already. I would say like 3 days already. This goes on Amazon for around $38, something like that. But you know, the prices on Amazon, they go up and down a lot of times, so you got to pay attention to that. Here in the back it says Bluetooth keyboard case, Bluetooth wireless keyboard, detachable keyboard, PU leather. Features: super slim and lightweighted, soft touch, extreme quiet, durable case. In specs, you got polymer battery capacity 220 milliamp hour battery, voltage 3.7, input micro USB, Bluetooth 3.0. The lasting days is around 30 days approximate standby time. It says 60 hours of continuous use, charging time between 2 hours to 2 hours and a half, and working distance 10 meters. Let's go and take this out. What you got here is a USB charging cable. That's how you're going to be charging the keyboard. But of course, you could use any cable that you want. Like I said, I was using this case, but I put it back here in the package because I like to show you guys what would you expect when you get this by the mail, right? Here you got a manual guide. So keep in mind, this works with Windows, Android, and iOS. That's the keyboard, of course, because the keyboard is detachable. But the case itself, where you put the iPad, of course, is going to be exclusive for the iPad Pro. Here you got some functions and how it works and all that, and that's it. So here, I'm just going to take this out. There you go. Like you see, it comes in black. I don't know if there's going to be another color available from this brand. Like you see here, the brand is right here, which is iOrange-E. Right there. I don't know if it could be seen in the camera. I hope so. It feels very good. It feels like a very good leather case. When you open it up, you're going to have the keyboard right here, which is detachable. It's going to take this out. Go ahead and take the iPad Pro. Let's go ahead and put it there like that. There you go. It just snaps in right away. And here is the keyboard. This keyboard right here, even though it is detachable, it has like a magnet once you put it there or near this spot right here. And it won't fall off. Like for example, if I lift the case, like you see there, the keyboard actually stays attached to the case, which is kind of cool. I thought this case was going to be moving around, and it won't. So that's kind of cool there. Here, let's go and show you guys without the case, how it looks without the case. If you don't need the case, the keyboard right away, you could take out the keyboard and use it without the keyboard as a normal case. And like you see here, you got the ports available for the iPad. You got the headphone jack, you got the 2 speakers, you got the power button up there available, and over here you got the charging port, you got the 2 speakers there, and that's it. When you open it up, here you got the volume buttons right there, and of course the camera is visible there with the flash. I see there, and of course it has like a little mic there, I think it is. And that's it. Other than that, over here you got the pins, but the pins are not going to be used here. So this, of course, without the case, you can set it up to watch it like this, watch like that, or put it like that. So there's different angles you could use. You could put it all the way up to here like that, and it should stay pretty good there, so it won't slip there. But of course, when you want to use the keyboard, you just put the keyboard here, boom, voila, and that's it. With the keyboard, this is how it looks. Of course, it's going to look thicker because of the keyboard. You got to count the keyboard plus the iPad thickness. But it feels very solid. Once you put the keyboard there with the iPad, the case itself is going to feel very, very, very solid. go ahead and play with the keyboard and show you guys how to link it up with your iPad Pro. Of course, we're going to use Bluetooth, but before we do that, let's go and show you guys the keys here on the keyboard, which is removable. So right here, you got the home button, which is actually going to work exactly like the home button on the iPad. Here you got some function buttons that works in conjunction with the FN key, which is function. You got brightness over here, you got lock, you got keyboard, you got search, you got the media buttons over here, you got the volume buttons over here, including mute. Over here you got page up, page down, and home. That's gonna work when you're in documents. And that's it. That's the only function buttons you have here. Here, of course, you got the on and off button and the pairing button for the Bluetooth. Other than that, that's it. So here, let's go and turn it on, right? And let's go ahead and make sure this is in pairing mode. You tap right there, that's going to keep on flashing. So here on the iPad, you want to go to the Bluetooth section. You want to turn it on. So you should see the things that you already have paired. Here is the keyboard. We tap on it. It's going to connect right away. And that's it. Look at that. Connected. It didn't even ask you for a code whatsoever. So now you're good. So like that right there, we're there. If you press here, the home button. Boom, it takes you to the home button. So if I double press, like you see here, you got the multitask. One thing that I keep getting confusing is that I keep trying to use this as a touchpad, and there is no touchpad here whatsoever. But when you're working with a keyboard and you're working with a screen, I don't know, it's like natural, it's a second nature is to try to use over here like a key, like a mouse pad, and it doesn't. So that's one thing you got to get used to, because right here you cannot use the directional keys to like navigate through this. It would have been nice if you could do that, but I don't know if Apple actually lets developers or accessory people do this with the keys. So I don't know. So if you would have to interact with this, you would have to actually do it with your hands. And you tap right there again, and it takes you back to the home. If you tap and hold, you're actually going to activate Siri, just like you would there as well. So let's go and see here.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Okay. Who did the Spurs beat yesterday?
The Spurs crushed the Grizzlies in Game 2 of the round of 16 by a score of 94
there you go.
68 yesterday.
So there you go. So you press right there. Boom. It takes you back to the home screen. You got brightness. Here you got... Oh, wait a second. You got to press the function button, and now you got brightness. See there? You got it right. You can press and hold, and it'll control brightness right away. Here, let's see here, you got lock. If you press the lock like there, now you tap again. Now you're gonna have to enter a key. So I would go ahead and enter key. Boom, unlocks it. Awesome. Here, of course, you got the search. So if I tap like I could go ahead and search apps like that. That's awesome that you could just search for an app right away by just pressing the search button right there. Here you got the function keys. Oh, I keep pressing the key without the function. There you have it. Volumes. And mute. This is awesome. So that's cool. Of course, you got mute there. And you got the volume down. You got the pause. And you got the play. You got skip. I don't know. Yeah, I got more songs there. So you see that you can skip their songs. And basically that's it. So right here, like I said, everything here is gonna work just like it would work on the iPad, but using keyboards, you're gonna have to get used to it, because of course it becomes second nature to try to do everything with the iPad instead of using the keyboard. But once you get used to the keyboard, it will become very, very pleasantly convenient, especially when you're doing documents. Because yeah, one thing that I don't like here compared to Android is that on Android, when you hook up a keyboard to your device, you can actually navigate through the apps and all that. Here, I noticed that you cannot do that. So I don't know if that's a problem with the keyboard or is it Apple. that Apple doesn't let accessory makers do have access to this, because you know, since I'm coming from Android, you could actually navigate through the pages or through the apps using these keys right here, and you cannot do that. So you would have to actually go to whatever application you want here and choose it from there. So if I want to choose like Evernote, you would have to actually open Evernote. You would actually open here, and right there I would actually have to start writing if I want. So, but like I said, the keyboards actually work very, very good. You just got to get used to the size of the keys. Here, of course, you can't expect to get a full-blown keyboard experience because, hey, this is a 9.7-inch tablet, and this is meant to be, you know, tailored to a 9.7-inch tablet. So obviously, you're gonna have to get used to it. But believe me, it is way better to type using a small keyboard than with no keyboard. I rather do that. So, but yes, this keyboard, I've been using it for the last couple days already, and I have no problem whatsoever when it comes to using the keyboard with the tab or with the iPad, using documents, doing notes, taking notes, working on also on Word as well. If I go to Word, it's going to work with everything. It's going to work with iMessage. It's going to work with Evernote. Anything that you have to write, it will work perfectly good. So right here as well. Oops. There you go. So there you go. Everything is going to depend on what do you expect of a keyboard and what do you need the keyboard for. But other than that, it works perfectly good, just like you would expect from any keyboard there is in the market. The quality of this device actually feels very good. You know, it does not feel cheap at all. It is very, very light. I gotta say, it is very, very, very light. It almost has no weight to it. This is where you would charge the keyboard. One thing to keep in mind also as well is that when you're here typing, let's go back again to, let's go and turn it on. Let's wait for it to link up. There you go. One thing to keep in mind when you have the caps on, this light right here turns on. So you see there it turns on, so you turn it off and turn it on. Turn it off and turn it on. That's it. Other than that, these are the only lights you're going to see here is the caps on. And of course, if you're going to pair this with another device, you just press and hold for 1 or 2 seconds, and it will start blinking the blue light over here, and it's ready to link with another device. Like I said, this keyboard is also compatible with any Android devices and Windows as well. But of course, you got the home button here, which might work as the same way as the home button for Android. That's what I'm thinking. I haven't tried it yet, but maybe that's how it works as well. But of course, the case itself is exclusive for the iPad Pro 9.7 because of all the ports and then the speakers and all that. But other than that, guys, just want to share this video with you guys just to let you know that there's a cheap option when it comes to a keyboard for your iPad Pro. Also, I would love for it to come in different colors. Right now from iOrange, this is the only color is available right now as I'm doing this video. Maybe later on, most likely later on, they will be adding more colors, which I hope they do. Would have been nice to get a white keyboard or red keyboard. It would have been nice, or a gold keyboard because my iPad is gold. But hey, it feels good. You know, this is removable. If you don't want to walk around with the keyboard, you could do that. And like I said, the key right here attaches, like you see there, it attaches to the case with magnets in the bottom of the case. So that's a very cool feature there. And of course, when you close your iPad, the case with the iPad also turns off or goes into standby as well. And that's it, guys. So just wanted to share this video with you guys just to let you know that there's a very cool keyboard case available on Amazon. Very reasonable price, if you ask me, from iOrange. I'm gonna leave the link in my description. That way you guys can try it out, read a little bit more into it, and read everybody else's reviews. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Till next time.